Senor Pink. Senor Pink. This guy, nope. Senor Pink is, oh, Senor Pink is, uh, boy, he's a guy that, had a, backstory. He had a life before he became a Don Quixote pirate. He had a wife, she ended up falling ill. She wanted a baby and a life with him. He came through and he was like, I'm the baby, hey, I'm here. He kept her cool for the rest of her days. She ended up dying, hospital. She was in the hospital. She became a vegetable basically and died. But Senor Pink became a member of the Don Quixote Pirates wearing the baby outfit. He had the bitches on him. Frankie was like, damn, brother, you're like doing this shit for Doflamingo. He's like, yes, I'm a little member. I'm under Diamante's guard. You know, he fought Frankie inside of the warehouse where the Tontadas was being held. Where close to where the what's it called factory was, Smile Factory. He gave Frankie a run for his money, boy. He did. Um, and that's why I got him as one of the more powerful members of the Don Quixote family. You know, Strength is at 84% with the 84 for his speed, 83 for his durability, and 83 for his endurance, with the 81 for his intelligence and the 85 for his experience, with the 84 for his close skills and 80 for his range skills, 78 for his recoup, and 78 for his hacks. Overall power score is at 82% for Senor Pink. But I forgot to tell you he had armament hockey usage, I believe, and he also had, guess what? The swim fruit that was later, adapted and, taken and used in the double fruit research for Vegapunk to create Seraphim. But that was, later in time, and his devil fruit is the swim fruit. And that is his devil fruit. But be cool, call in the corner.